So Fallout 4 got another new update. Depending on which platform you're on, it's either going to be 83.5 megabytes for PC users or 711.6 megabytes for PS4 and seemingly Xbox One users. If you're curious about the discrepancy, basically on PC you don't have to download the new Creation Club releases, while on Xbox One and PS4, even if you don't buy them, you have to have them downloaded due to the way it works on those consoles. But before we get into that, I actually want to give a pretty big shout out to today's video sponsor. That's going to be Amino. What Amino is basically an app that's going to allow you to actually join communities based on whatever you are interested in. Let's say it's Fallout. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably like Fallout, hence you're watching this video. On the Fallout Amino, you're going to find all kinds of different things. People speculating about different fan theories, posting original artwork that is both great and very interesting, and of course arguing about how good or not good Fallout 76 will be. It honestly is a really good way to connect with people with similar interests. A lot of people are setting up player-made factions for Fallout 76, and a ton of them are hosted on Amino. In addition to sponsoring this video, they were cool enough to also sponsor a giveaway of Fallout 76. What you're going to need to do to enter is download Amino, search for the Fallout Amino, and then search for me and comment on this giveaway post. To get started, you can click the link in the description or the pinned comment post and download Amino right now. I know some of you guys don't like sponsorships like that, but it allows me to keep this channel afloat, and it's only 60 seconds and really does make a big difference. Either way, the bread and butter of this update are some of these new Creation Club releases that are coming to Fallout 4. They actually released another one of those community posts about a week ago. I took a pretty in-depth look at that and I made a video on it. I'll have that linked, but to give you a brief synopsis, more or less, they revealed 2 new creations coming in Creation Club. That's probably a bulk of what you're downloading and what you'll see in the next few days. The first of which was the Sentinel Control System Companion, more or less allowing you to actually put in a little AI unit into some of your power armors to make them into an automated suit of power armor that will act as a follower. It also seems like that's going to be bundled with Outcast paint jobs for your different sets of power armor, and it seems pretty cool, although there are some free alternatives in that category, so once we actually get it, we'll see how cool it is or if it's worth the asking price. Then we do have the noir Penthouse. What this is going to be is a new player home, and in addition, it's actually going to include 35 new workshop items, some new clothing outfits, and a quest that will likely be kind of the role you play in actually getting this player home. A tagged along bonus with this update is it actually breaks Fallout 4 script extender, so this was fixed pretty much immediately after the update coming out. Those guys have been really good about getting things patched. That is down below, but one frustration you'll probably run into is a lot of the supporting mods also need to be updated, so even though Fallout 4 script extender updated, some of the mods that your save game requires aren't updated yet. An alternative is you could actually use the fallout4.exe auto backup. It's a super useful tool. It's going to back up your exe file and make it so you don't have to kind of have a downtime in playtime when these updates do get released. And although all of that is super interesting, and some of you even already knew a lot of that, there's actually more, and I'd say the more is far more interesting. So along with these updates to the game, we oftentimes get updates to the fallout4.ccc file. This is going to be a list of all the items in Fallout 4's Creation Club and more or less just have their file names. So one of the new additions here is Power Armor AI, that of course probably corresponding to that Sentinel system I showed you guys a little bit earlier. And also something on this list from the previous update is neosky.esm. That's likely going to be that penthouse apartment. The reason for this is they actually use the wording of Twilight in the description from the community post about that apartment, and in addition it's a .esm file. Many of the player home mods in Creation Club thus far have actually been a .esm file, so it's safe to say those two things are what we know about. Something I've gone over in the past that still hasn't really been revealed is bastion.esl. As you can see by the KGJ, that's actually going to be a mod author that hasn't been in Creation Club just yet. There's no other file names with the KGJ, and in addition, I don't know what Bastion actually entails. I originally thought maybe that was corresponding to that Power Armor AI in some way, shape, or form, but now obviously that's not the case. The actual definition of Bastion, according to Google, is a projecting part of a fortification built at an angle to the line of a wall, so as to allow defensive fire in several directions. So maybe this will be like a workshop pack that adds in a bunch of kind of fortifications for your settlements, or maybe it'll just be something totally different. Either way, I'd love to hear your theories on that one in the comments down below. Then we got another new addition, and this one I think is the exciting or just really interesting one. This is going to be made by Bethesda Game Studios themselves, and it's actually going to be called DOVH. It's not really sure. Dovahkiin? My god, Todd Howard has done it again. So what it looks like is we're actually getting a port of Skyrim into Fallout 4. The way this will likely work is, as you guys know, Fallout 4 has arcade machines, and when you actually walk up to one of them now, with this new DLC, you'll probably get to play Skyrim in its entirety. And for those of you who don't have good sarcasm meters, yes, I'm obviously joking, but I am pretty confident that's going to correspond to Skyrim in some way. I mean, it has to. Dova in Skyrim in like one of the languages means dragons, so does that mean we're gonna get a dragon? Does it actually correspond to Dovahkiin as the full word? Bethesda has taken many things from some of their other IPs and put it into Fallout 4's Creation Club in the past. We got a Prey spacesuit, we got some of the Doom armors and weapons, and a lot of it was pretty cool. A lot of people really enjoyed that stuff. So what this is exactly, I don't really know, but I'm honestly excited to find out. It's probably going to be something simple, maybe like an armor or weapon or something like that. But maybe it'll be something awesome like a dragon in Fallout 4. That's probably really unlikely, but hey, it'd be cool. I'd love to hear your theories about this one also in the comments down below, but otherwise that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. I know some of you guys really don't like sponsorships, but again, it really helps me out as a creator. It allows me to keep this channel going. And at the end of the day, it's only 60 seconds of your time, and it's a huge benefit to me. In addition, I feel like Amino actually does have a pretty good freaking product there. It is a community that you can join and actually use. I've personally been a member of it since 2016. But before we wrap things up totally, I do want to share today's psychology fun fact of the day, and it's going to be on schemas. If you take an intro to psych, you've probably learned about schemas. More or less what they are is kind of a package of information organized in your brain as, well, a package. They're a very powerful and dangerous tool that our brain uses to go through complex or just a lot of information very quickly. Like when I say, hey, there's a horse, you might think of a horse that's brown, fairly large, definitely fully grown. Well, in reality, the horse I'm describing might be small and gray or something and totally goes against whatever you just pictured in your head. Schemas are really useful because a lot of times when processing large amounts of information, you don't really need to know the nitty-gritty of the details. Your brain's going to kind of fill in the blanks on that category of what a horse is, so you don't have to spend as much mental power actually processing that yourself. On the flip side, schemas can be very dangerous when they're misaligned or don't actually represent what the reality is. One example of this could be about yourself. You probably have a view of who you are and kind of how you are. Like when someone says, describe your best features, you might be like, oh, I'm funny, energetic, and like just have those canned responses. But if you're going through a particularly bad period mental health wise, your schema of yourself could be fairly negative. You could be viewing yourself in a very bad light, and since it's a schema, you'll fill in that blank with many other things in life. Schemas could also be a really big thing in actual confirmation bias, so that's basically seeing information and just listening to the information that actually confirms your existing beliefs. For example, a terrorist. Your schema of what a terrorist is or isn't will probably lead you to pay more attention to whatever fits that mold, and you could totally miss somebody who doesn't fit that mold. The broader takeaway of this is just to kind of be somewhat aware of schemas. They play a hugely important role in your life and invariably affect you. Either way, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this one. As always, again, I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.
Bomb defused. Mission successful.